How's everybody doing this morning? It's Tactard Ted. So I got to thinking, just a little over a week and a half, we are going to have the midterm elections. And it always comes that pleasant moment when you walk into the polling place and you get asked that very uncomfortable question. Would you like a sample Democrat ballot? Now, these people ask you so sweet, nice, and pretty, would you like a sample ballot? Now, remember, this lady or gentleman who is lacking amounts of testosterone have been calling you a Nazi for past 6 years. And you're a racist, and you're a misogynist, and you're a denier of this, and you're a denier of that, and you don't do this, and you're the problem, you're what's wrong with America, because you are not what we're about. This is not what we stand for. Just remember, that is the person you're dealing with. And they're out shilling for their party. They want you to vote for them because this is the only way you can redeem yourself. So, what should you tell that sort of person? I can think of a few things. Excuse me, ma'am, do you know the difference between syphilis and a Democrat? Syphilis is more popular. Or, no, ma'am, I would rather try to disembowel myself with a rusty pocket knife. Or you can just go to the old standard, which will really twist their titties 8 ways to Sunday. Let's go, Brandon. But honestly, folks, why am I wanting to be confrontational? Because I'm irritated. I'm irritated with these people. They're the ones who want to make war on us. And I do realize that we're playing into the hands of those who want to divide us. Yes, I get it. But you know what? You got to take your part in life. You just simply can't shrink. Now, I will tell you this much, they don't go out of their way to be nice to you on a normal day, but they're going to go out of their way to be nice to you on election day. Isn't that special? Isn't that special? You know, what I suggest is Monday you go grocery shopping and reflect on how much you're having to spend for that shopping cart of groceries. Or perhaps you should go to the gas station and fill up the tank of your SUV, your pickup truck, and reflect on how much you paid under the last president. And just remember that as long as the party who's dominating Congress is the same party that we currently have as president, things are not going to get better. They are going to get worse. So, I think that you need to send a message. I think you need to let these folks who want you to vote for the Democrats, I think you should let them know how you feel. I think you should let them know that it's unacceptable, because most of these folks live in a bubble. They honestly don't see anything wrong with the way they're doing. They don't see anything that They don't think that you have any reason to be irritated with them. They can't see any reason for you to not be happy with them. And I think you need to burst that bubble. By the same standard, if you happen to have in your district a rhino, Republican in name only, somebody who is still rooting for war, rooting for this, rooting for that, rooting for all these other things, that really isn't conservative minded or is not a conservative idea. I hate to tell you, defense is going onto the other side of the planet and giving people an endless supply of weapons just because you don't like the guy they're fighting is not a conservative idea. That is wasteful. That is wasteful spending. That is not looking out for the country. That is not a conservative view. Let those folks know what's going on. Hey, guy, how does it feel to support a regime that has battalions of neo-Nazis fighting for it? How does that feel? Is that an American value? And you can ask the same of the Democrats, because let me tell you what, the Democrats are lockstep in all this. It was really funny, a week ago, a group of the progressives in the Democrat Party put out a letter to Biden saying, hey, we want you to rethink everything. We don't like how you're spending money in Ukraine. We want you to rethink funding, you know. And this was after AOC and Elizabeth Warren and other folks had been called out for their warmongering. Odd when you want to talk about Democrat warmongers, but let's not forget it's LBJ and JFK who started the Vietnam War. Those are the guys who escalated it. Never forget that. And it was a Republican president that pulled the troops out. Let's not forget who these people are. These progressives asked the Biden administration to knock it off, to reconsider. And they must have all got called on the carpet because it was, 48 hours later, they disavowed it. Oh, that shouldn't have been let out. That wasn't properly vetted. Wait a minute. You guys signed it. You guys wrote this letter, and it wasn't vetted. How does that work? How do you sign off on a letter and it not be vetted? Did you not read the damn thing? Did you not read the damn thing? Honestly, I know you guys don't read bills in Congress. You wait for Nancy Pelosi or Chuck Schumer to tell you whether to vote for it or not. But my word, folks, if you're putting your name on a letter, and let's make no mistake, this letter was put together to bolster support for some of these progressives who are losing the anti-war people who follow them. You know, let's make no mistake about this. The same people that are probably shouting AOC down or shouting at Elizabeth Warren for supporting neo-Nazis, those people and I probably don't have a whole lot in common. But I will tell you, we believe that the war in Ukraine is wrong, that we are supporting the wrong, either supporting the wrong side or should not be involved. That's another little thing that some of you folks need to think about. You don't have to be lockstep. I'm not an all of the above Republican. I never was. And a lot of this Republicans have to be lockstep is why I'm no longer a Republican. I am a conservative, and I am very conservative. And until we get rid of this idea that you have to be monolithic, that you have to be one body moving in one direction. I'll tell you what, I've met Republicans who are anti-gun. Okay, you're anti-gun. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I have to take, who am I more in line with? Now, there are certain issues that outrank others, but there are several core issues. I'm a big 2A guy. I believe everybody has to have the right to defend themselves, protect their family, protect themselves from anyone, whether that person be a criminal or whether that person be somebody who's suddenly got too much authority and wants to abuse you. Abuse of power, that's not a good thing. Whether that person is an elected official who, just think if people had resisted Adolf Hitler and the Nazis and the Gestapo guy who come knocking on your door. Just think, what would have happened? Interesting thought, isn't it? Probably something that the folks who are in power probably don't want you to think about, because they're doing everything they can to get that out of your blood. Let's make no mistake about it. This country was founded by people who were traitors to the British Crown. People like to throw that traitor word around. Traitor. Hey, we were founded by traitors. George Washington was a traitor to the crown. Benjamin Franklin was a traitor to the crown. Thomas Jefferson was a traitor to the crown. All of our heroes in somebody else's book is a traitor. And I know that's a twisted way for a lot of you people to think about it, but it is the realistic way. We decided we weren't putting up with a government that abused us. And, I forget exactly who it was that said, but there are 3 boxes when it comes to power. There's the soapbox where you get up and you say your piece. There's the ballot box where you have your vote. And if you can't resolve your problems with those other two, then a lot of times other countries, and even this country, we resort to the cartridge box, meaning you take matters into your own hands and you straighten it out. And I think these words are pretty powerful. I think they're pretty accurate. And we as a people need to just start deciding we're not putting up with shenanigans anymore. We will have instant replay on the Super Bowl. We will sit there and look at one play in a sports ball game, and we'll look at it 8 ways to Sunday to make sure that the call is just as perfect as we can get it. But we have an election where there are lots of instances of what appears to be impropriety, and we won't look into that. And if you don't find something inherently wrong with that, you need to get over yourself. You know, I seem to remember George W. Bush's election, Al Gore. Oh, they put the country in jeopardy for weeks trying to figure that thing out. This last election, nope, nothing to see. Nope, nothing. Nope, nothing. Don't need to look. Don't think about it. And it's really interesting how that works. Hillary Clinton, Stacey Abrams are election deniers. They can jump up and down and scream about how an election was not valid, was not legitimate. But let Donald Trump question the legitimacy of an election. Let any Republican or conservative-minded individual, I'm not a Republican, I'm conservative-minded, then it's the threat to end democracy. It's a threat to our very existence. It's terrible. It's incredibly dangerous. It is beyond the pale terrible. Amazing how that works. So anyhow, folks, back to the main topic. You get a chance on election day without being too foul-mouthed, without breaking any of your local election laws. Let those people know you reject them. Let them know that you're not necessarily on board with their bullshit. You got freedom of speech. You know, use it. In fact, I'll be quite honest. I think you ought to ban all those pundits, all those people who want to stump for one side or the other. I think they ought to be banned from polling places. I don't think there should be any signs. If you walk into a polling place, you should already know who you want to vote for. You should be already informed. The last thing I want is some damn neocon or some damn Democrat or some lefty lunatic or right-wing lunatic, somebody who I just can't stand and am not going to vote for in my face trying to get me to vote for him at the last minute. I'll be quite honest, folks. If you have no idea who you're going to vote for when you go into that voting booth, you better not vote for anybody. If you've got a race and you're not familiar with either candidate, I abstain. I think the days of being monolithic need to be over. And I got a candidate right here I've researched, and I'm going to be probably voting for him in my district. What really irritates me is our district has a mountain that runs through it. And one side of the mountain's on the DC side, the other side out here, we're heading towards God's country. And he's not come across the mountain. He doesn't have a presence over here. I realize that the people over here tend to lean more in his direction. But dude, don't be taking us for granted. And if you do get elected, you might want to take a look at the people who put you there and remember it may be demographically a smaller community, but you might want to come over here and at least show your face once so people know who you are come election day. Because there are people who will just go with name recognition. They will see, oh, look, it's Barbara Blow. Oh, I know Barbara Blow. Yeah, I know Barbara Blow. Yeah. I don't remember what party. You know what? I'll vote for her. That's the name I'm comfortable with. This other guy, he has a name that doesn't sound like it's from around here. I don't know if I want to vote for him. That's kind of weird. People are stupid, and a lot of this is on name recognition. And when you don't bring yourself to one end of your district that you're wanting to get elected in, then you're going to lack name recognition on that day, and people are just going to walk in. They're going to look, hey, that's the name I know. Let's check that box. Anyhow, folks, I've droned on a lot longer than I intended to. So y'all take care. Bye.